Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today into some seriously cool AI stuff that's really pushing the boundaries.
It's some pretty amazing stuff happening right now, yeah.
Like, we're talking AI that's fighting disease, tackling climate change, even changing how we think about security and surveillance.
All things we're dealing with right now, not some far-off future.
Exactly. This is the future unfolding right in front of us. And it's pretty wild, to be honest.
It is, and I think what blows my mind is how AI is going beyond just automating stuff.
It's not just making things a bit faster or easier.
Right, it's like AI is getting creative, actually solving problems we thought were, I don't know, too complex or too human to even touch.
I totally agree. And one area where that's really clear is medicine. Have you heard about this company, SynthMind?
Yeah, they're doing some really interesting work.
So they've built this AI, basically a model, that can predict how molecules interact with each other.
Predicting how molecules will bind, it's huge for drug development.
And the crazy part is it's super accurate, like crazy accurate. They tested it on like 10,000 drug candidates.
And outperformed even seasoned chemists. That's the kicker, right?
Yeah, like way better than humans who've been doing this for years.
Nah.
That's got to be a little unnerving for some folks.
I'm sure, but think about what this means. Faster drug development, new treatments for diseases that, well, we haven't been able to crack yet.
It's like having a tireless robot scientist,
Yeah.
working 2047 to find cures.
And not just cures, but treatments tailored to each person's unique biology.
Yeah, personalized medicine, that's where it's all heading.
Exactly, and that's where things get really interesting, but also ethically complex.
Oh, absolutely. We can't just ignore the ethical side of things. I mean,
Right.
think about it. If AI is making life or death decisions in medicine,
Who has access to these treatments? How do we make sure it's fair? That's a huge question.
huge, especially as AI gets even more powerful.
And we have to be ready for those questions,
Yeah.
before we're caught off guard.
For sure. We have to be thinking about these things right now, not waiting for some crisis down the road.
Absolutely. And speaking of big challenges, what about climate change? It seems like every day there's more bad news.
It's hard to stay optimistic sometimes, right? But here's where AI is actually giving me some hope.
Oh, yeah, there are some amazing things happening with AI and climate.
So there's this consortium, a group of scientists and engineers using AI to, get this, optimize renewable energy and predict climate events.
They're analyzing massive data sets like weather patterns, ocean currents, all that stuff to help us see what's coming.
It's like, I don't know, having a crystal ball for the planet, but one that actually works.
And that's huge because if we can predict hurricanes, droughts, those extreme events.
We could be better prepared, maybe even prevent some of the damage.
Exactly. And AI is also helping make renewable energy more efficient, which is crucial for moving away from fossil fuels.
It's optimizing those energy grids,
Yeah.
making sure we're using power wisely.
And that kind of optimization, that smart use of resources, is going to be critical as our population grows and energy demands increase.
Right, so AI is like this multi-tool tackling climate change from all these different angles.
And it's not just about technology, it's about using technology to support international cooperation.
Yeah, because climate change is a global problem. No one country can solve it alone.
We need data sharing, collaborative research, a global effort to really make a difference.
I totally agree. And it's a reminder that even with these amazing technologies, it still comes down to us, to humans, to work together.
We have to use these tools wisely for the good of everyone, and that brings us to, well, maybe a bit of a darker side of AI.
Yeah, so not everything is sunshine and roses, right? We have to talk about surveillance.
There's a new human rights report out, and it's raising some serious flags about how AI is being used for surveillance.
It's definitely a touchy subject because on one hand, AI can make us safer.
It can spot potential threats, prevent crime, all of that, but
There's that big,
right, because where do we draw the line? How much privacy are we willing to sacrifice for security?
and how do we make sure AI isn't used to unfairly target certain groups?
That's the big question, because if the data AI learns from is biased, then the results will be biased too.
And that could lead to some really scary outcomes, like AI being used for discrimination or oppression.
We need clear regulations, guidelines for how AI is used in surveillance.
So it's not just a free-for-all, where anyone can use AI to spy on anyone else.
Exactly, and we need transparency so people know how their data is being used.
And they can challenge it if they think it's being used unfairly.
We can't just blindly trust the technology. We have to be active participants in shaping how it's used.
So it's not just about the tech itself. It's about the choices we make, the
Yeah.
rules we put in place.
And that's true for all these AI advancements, not just surveillance.
Yeah, like with the drug discovery, we have to make sure everyone benefits, not just a select few.
And with climate change, we have to use AI to promote global cooperation, not just national interests.
So it's like AI is giving us these incredible tools, but it's up to us to use them wisely.
To make sure they serve humanity, not the other way around.
And that's a responsibility we all share. Scientists, policymakers, everyone.
Because AI is going to impact all our lives, whether we like it or not.
It's already happening. And the choices we make now will determine what that future looks like.
Whether it's a future of hope and progress.
Or a future we regret.
So let's choose wisely.
Let's be informed. Let's engage in these conversations because the future of AI is, well,
It's really up to us.
and that's something to think about, isn't it?
It is, and it's exciting and a little daunting all at the same time.
That's a good way to put it. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure. Always great to chat about this stuff.
And to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep asking questions,
Stay curious.
because in the world of AI, we're all explorers.
Charting a new frontier.
And who knows what we'll discover next.
Exactly. That's the fun part.
Until next time,
See ya.
bye everyone.
Hi.